Most people think the Omnitrix just lets Ben transform into aliens. But there's a lot more going on under the surface. It's not just about power, it's about protection. From saving Ben's life in near-death moments to shielding his DNA from dangerous mutations, the Omnitrix is constantly working in the background. This video breaks down the hidden systems and failsafes inside the Omnitrix that keep Ben alive, even when he doesn't realize it. Here's every hidden feature the Omnitrix uses to protect Ben 10, even when he doesn't know it. The Omnitrix does more than just turn Ben into aliens. It's always watching over him, checking his heart rate, brain activity, and other vital signs. If it senses that Ben is close to dying, it doesn't wait. It activates on its own, picking the best alien to survive the situation. We see this clearly in Omniverse, when Ben ends up at the moment of the Big Bang. That kind of explosion should erase everything. But the Omnitrix quickly switches between different aliens, one after another, trying to find one strong enough to survive. It keeps going until it finds the right form. Ben lives because the Omnitrix acts without him. Another example is in Alien Force, when Ben is fighting Vilgax. He's using Chromastone, but Vilgax destroys him with a sword. In the next instant, the Omnitrix transforms him into Diamond Head, saving his life before he even hits the ground. This isn't just a cool feature. It ties into the core reason the Omnitrix was built. The device was designed to store DNA from alien species across the galaxy. If any species goes extinct, the Omnitrix can help bring them back. But that mission only works if the user, and the watch, stay alive. That's why this level of defense makes perfect sense. It's not just protecting Ben. It's protecting the data, the mission, and the future of entire species. Here's something you probably missed. You've seen Ben transform into aliens, right? But after about 10 minutes, he always turns back into a human. Why is that? Maybe your first guess is that the Omnitrix runs out of energy and needs to recharge. And yeah, that kind of makes sense, until you remember the master control. With it, Ben can stay in alien form as long as he wants. And Ben 10,000, he can stay transformed for days. So if the Omnitrix can last longer, why would it limit Ben in the first place? Turns out, there's actually a brilliant reason. The time limit is a safety system. It's there to protect Ben's DNA from being permanently fused with alien DNA. Every time Ben transforms, his human biology is being rewritten. If he stays in one form too long, there's a risk that change could stick permanently. That's not just dangerous. That could mean losing Ben Tennyson forever. The time limit also serves another purpose. It forces Ben to think. He can't just rely on one alien to solve every problem. He has to be strategic, smart, and quick. That makes him a better hero, not just someone hiding behind power. As Ben gets older and gains more experience, the Omnitrix adjusts. He earns more control, longer transformation time, and eventually access to full master control. But in the beginning, that limit isn't a weakness. It's a lesson and a protection. This one only works when Ben is in alien form, but it's pretty underrated. When Ben transforms, the Omnitrix doesn't just change his body. It also locks down his DNA to keep it stable and protected. And that means two very important things. First, it prevents beings like ectoneurites from taking over Ben's body. We saw this in the classic series, when ZS Scare, also known as Ghost Freak, tries to possess Ben. But it doesn't work. The Omnitrix won't let anything hijack Ben's body when he's in alien form. It keeps the DNA locked, clean, and controlled. The second part is about mutation protection. In the episode Dr. Onimo and the Mutant Ray, Ben gets hit by a mutation beam that would normally turn someone into a freakish creature. But nothing happens. Why? Because the Omnitrix filters that out. It prevents foreign changes to the active alien DNA. Basically, the Omnitrix says, "This DNA is from my library. Nobody touches it. Nobody rewrites it." So whether it's mind control or forced mutation, if Ben is in alien form, the Omnitrix acts like a firewall. It blocks the attack before it even begins. It's not just transforming Ben. It's protecting the transformation. The Omnitrix doesn't just turn Ben into aliens. It also gives those aliens what they need to survive, and what the planet needs to survive them. Think about it. Ben has access to millions of aliens, from millions of planets. Each of those planets has its own gravity, air, pressure, and temperature. And each alien species has its own biology. That means some aliens wouldn't even be able to function on Earth, or worse, could be dangerous to everything around them. That's where the Omnitrix steps in. When Ben transforms, the Omnitrix sometimes generates extra equipment to help that alien work properly in Earth's environment, or to keep everyone else safe from it. Take Goop, for example. He comes from a planet with extremely low gravity. On Earth, his body would just flop on the ground and be useless. So the Omnitrix creates a flying anti-gravity projector, a little UFO that lets Goop float, move, and control his slime body. Then there's NRG. His true form is made of raw radioactive energy. If he walked around freely, he'd be dangerous to everyone near him. So the Omnitrix generates a full containment suit to trap the radiation inside and keep people safe. Or Brainstorm. He's an alien that breathes through gills. Earth's dry air would kill him. So the Omnitrix gives him a collar device that keeps his gills moist and helps him breathe outside of water. These aren't just cool add-ons. They're necessary survival tools. The Omnitrix understands what each alien needs and builds the missing pieces in real time. It's not just giving Ben alien powers. It's giving him the full biological setup to actually use them. The Omnitrix isn't just a transformation device, it's also a communication tool in emergencies. If Ben is trapped or in serious trouble, the Omnitrix can send out a distress signal to call for help. This signal is automatic, so Ben doesn't need to do anything. For example, in Omniverse, Ben was trapped inside the Incursion exile pod. The Omnitrix sent a distress call to Azimuth, the creator of the device, who came to rescue him. Another time, in Alien Force, when Vilgax attacked Primus, a planet that holds DNA data for the original Omnitrix prototype, the Omnitrix sent a signal to protect the DNA storage. However, this specific distress and homing function doesn't appear in Omniverse. That's likely because, in that series, the Omnitrix stores DNA digitally inside its computer system rather than physically, changing how signals are sent and received. In Omniverse, we see the Omnitrix has a built-in security system that can recognize its user. This system prevents anyone else from using it unless Ben gives them permission. Even powerful enemies like Vilgax have tried to use the watch, but the Omnitrix refuses to activate without Ben's approval. But it goes beyond just access. The Omnitrix can also protect itself with energy feedback. If someone tries to force it off Ben's arm, it can release a powerful shock to push them back. We saw this multiple times in the classic series, where the Omnitrix saves Ben from being captured or overpowered. And that's just some of the ways the Omnitrix protects Ben behind the scenes. If you liked this video, don't forget to check out my other channel where I post my game devlog. I just uploaded the first video, and the link's in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.